Well, good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the David Triggs Show. Gosa for the whole family. Got my Gosa Bella right here, my Gosa mugs back there. I'm here live on this awesome morning. Just excited. Just wanted to tell you about what the future of coaching is in case you're a coach or a mentor. I know a lot of people that I talk to here online or through my podcast are people that like to give and teach and help other people. They're mentors, coaches. They are entrepreneurs. They could be parents, teachers, educators. But what happens a lot of times is that because we are empaths and we are people that love to give and we're not really that great at sales, can you say I have the same problem? We don't always know what to do with not having a bunch of followers, right? Leave a comment below. Tell me yes if you're someone who likes to give and teach and help, but maybe you don't have a huge following on social media or maybe even live. You're not popular. You don't have 1,000 people just wanting to get your number and call you. I wanted to actually go through 6 steps that I think will help you understand how to connect better with people, how to actually realize that the future, I believe with my whole heart, is less, not more. It's not about having more views, having more customers, or even having a larger church. Can we say, what are you talking about, Trig? It's not about having more. The future, if you've noticed, is scary for a lot of people. So I believe that it's about having less people, less followers, but a deeper connection with them. And so I want to actually walk you through these few steps that I have here. Let me see if my camera works and everything. A proven 6-step process to improve your coaching. Let me get rid of that, I guess, if I make it smaller. Let's see, here we go. Make it a little bit smaller there for you. Maybe move it down here. There we go. Reach more people and make more sales. So a little bit about first kind of who I am and kind of where I come from. Hello, Roger. Good afternoon to you. Let me see if actually I can put your comment here and you can look at that. Ah, man, you're famous. Isn't that awesome? So who am I? A little bit of my background. So as you know, I am a speaker, a pastor, a songwriter. I host Goso TV. Goso, of course, means get joy because there's pain in the night. Goso comes in the morning. That's my Goso bell. Every time that we have a fun moment, we ring the Goso bell. Also, I have 20 years of podcasting and blogging experience, 5 years of online training experience trained by some of the marketing gurus out there, Jeff Walker, Ray Edwards. And through that training, through my side business, I've been able, by the grace of God, to make more money each year for the last 10 years than the year before. Also, I have had the joy of coaching many, many people, dozens of people, increase their sales, to get more clear on how to coach other people. And really the best part of all this list here, besides all that other stuff, is that I have a beautiful marriage. My wife of 22, almost 23 years, Rochelle and I, she is the joy of my life, and together we have a marriage that is successful, that is imperfect and yet full of grace, full of gusto. And we have 3 amazing teens, as you know, Canela, Isabella, and David. And together we are creating a life of service and of love for other people. And so that's very important. Now, not everything has been rosy in my life. When I was in my teens, I went through a time of separation and isolation where I left home. And for the next 20 years, really, I dealt with high levels of insecurity, of feelings of failure, of feeling of not being, having to be perfect to fit in. And really the last, I would say, 10 years of my life, I've been working extremely hard with the grace of God and the help of therapists and a lot of mentors to overcome that insecurity and to go back to that true nature that is in me of singing, of speaking, of encouraging, and of bringing joy to other people. So now, speaking of online success, I want to take you through these few principles here on how to be a more successful coach or mentor. Number 1 is to sell more often. Sell daily on Instagram or Facebook posts. Sell weekly through podcasts or YouTube videos or these live streams. Sell monthly through webinars, and then sell annually through conferences. One of the things that I have discovered about most of us who are teachers and mentors and coaches is that we don't sell enough because the very nature of our business is to help and give. We often feel awkward or we feel bad or whatever about selling. But But remember that selling isn't the point. The point is to help somebody else. And the way that you can help somebody else is by having an agreement between the two people. If you are an educator, you obviously need to have a commitment from the school to pay you so that you can be there and provide your time and your energy so you can be focused. So the point isn't sales. The point is to have a commitment and to build trust between two individuals. And the only way that you can do that is by spending time together, is by helping people, is by realizing that your number one goal in life is to give and to love. And the exchange of value, let's say of money or buying a product or going to a conference, is really something that you want to do because you want to get whatever that person's offering. That person is helping you, and so you want to commit to that. And obviously, a financial exchange is the number one way that we can commit to something. Have you noticed that whatever is free, you tend not to use? Have you ever bought a book that was just free, and maybe you read it, but then you just left it there, or maybe you didn't read it? The things that are free, we often don't value, even though I think that's changing because people are in such need. So the number one thing for those of us who are empaths and teachers and coaches is to sell more often. Stop thinking that selling is the point. The point is to exchange a commitment. And the way, as I said, that we can do that is by having some product that you buy from me or I buy something from you, and we have a mutual agreement and trust. Now, how do you sell more often? Well, as I said here, sell daily. And that's by going on Instagram and Facebook and wherever you're at, Twitter, and just talk about what you're offering. Don't be shy about it. Help people, but then tell them how they can get more help. Sell weekly, doing these podcasts. The reason why I do these live streams is to help you, but I also want you to know how you can get more help and how you can establish a relationship with me through YouTube. You might be a YouTuber, the same thing. Every week, every day even, mention what you are offering. Let me know how I can get more of your awesomeness. Monthly webinars. I don't do a lot of webinars. I obviously have other things that I do. My podcast is weekly. These videos are kind of weekly. But webinars, if you do that, are a great way. I've done a few, but I don't really like them that much. In some ways, this could be a webinar, I guess. But webinar simply means that you're here online and you're teaching through slides, kind of like this, some content, some sort of product or whatever you are offering. And so they're a great way to get people to know who you are. And so you may want to try that monthly. You also may want to try annual conferences. I've done those, and they are a great way to get more people into your life, to get connected to maybe 10, 20, 50, 100 people, and to help them know who you are, to speak, which is a fun thing for a lot of us. And if you don't know how to speak, I can help you with that. It's part of my coaching as well. Now, number 2 is tell your story. Most people that I talk to that want to be coaches, they mostly ask for the marketing or for the techniques, which is really step number 4 or number 5. To me, marketing and sales and Facebook ads is really not where you want to start. What are you going to sell? If you're not clear on your story, on something that moves people emotionally, then why should I listen to you? So the reason why in this webinar, I started with who I am, and not just with my accomplishments, but with the difficulties, is because I want you to know me. I want you to know my story. I want you to know the things that I have dealt with and how I am in the process of overcoming them. Honesty and vulnerability is the only exchange that we have, is the only currency that matters today. It's not how awesome I am or my degrees or how intelligent I may be or how many books I've written. It's about, is there genuineness in my heart? Do I truly care for you? Because as I said in one of my Facebook posts just a little bit ago, the future is less but deeper, not wider and thin, right? So now what I use to tell stories is the ACL experience, something that I put together based on much training with Donald Miller that wrote an amazing book called Story Branding, along with Michael Hyatt and a lot of things that I've read. And I call it the ACL experience. You start with your adventure, You deal with your crisis and how you've overcome that crisis, and then you let people know what you love and who you love. Very important. Number 3 is you have to get clear on who is your audience. If you are a coach, you have to know the demographics, the age, the education, the gender, the personality, the vibe of who likes you, of who naturally is drawn to you. Not who you want your audience to be. I may want CEOs of Fortune 500 companies to be my audience because they have money, but that's not who I reach. I might reach 18-year-olds who are broke and live at home with their parents, or 25-year-olds who live at home with their parents. Can you say they're still in process, right? So it's about realizing and getting clear on who tends to follow you, who is naturally drawn to you based on your story, based on how you think and who you are, your personality. So ask yourself, draw a sketch of your ideal, not customer, but just of your ideal friend, of that person who tends to connect with you, and draw up a little profile of who they are, as I said, their age, all these things, so that you can begin to then talk to that person. And what I advise to a lot of coaches is don't think general of this one nebulous type of person. Think of Rachel, think of Joe, think of Mary, think of Kathy. Think of actual people that you know who have reached out to you, who connect with you, who follow you. Think of them specifically as you think of your audience, because that'll tell you a lot about how to reach them, and as many marketers call it, how to read my mind. Very important that we read people's minds. Number 4 is where is your audience? Not who, but where is your audience? Because we're living in this fantasy world of the online space, we have to get clear on where are the people that you're trying to build that relationship with. Are they on Facebook? Are they on Snapchat? Are they on YouTube? Where do they hang out? Not where do you hang out, not what you prefer, but where are they? And so if you're going to invest in a platform, let's say through ads or that kind of thing, you want to make sure that you're not just wasting your money. You want to make sure that that ideal profile, that ideal person is on the platform that you're spending money on. So be thoughtful of where your audience is. Younger people are going to be on Snapchat, on YouTube and Instagram. Older people are going to be on Facebook, maybe email. Older people are mostly going to do email. Podcasts most likely are males, and maybe they are maybe Latino and white. You have to think of the education level even of who listens to a podcast. So you want to make sure that your platform matches your ideal person, who you're trying to reach, who connects with you, and then make sure that you're present there. Number 5, what is your preferred style of communication? Are you a speaker? Do you like to be behind the scenes? Do you enjoy writing? I think writing is going to be making a comeback, I hope, soon, because writing is a powerful, powerful tool that not enough people use. I mean, a lot of us empaths, we love to write. We love, being on camera and checking your hair and, oh, I'm not beautiful and I'm not this. If you are gorgeous, like there are people that are, then heck, use video, because it's part of the deal, right? I'm not saying that you have to be Brad Pitt or Angeline to be online, but it doesn't hurt. Now, if you are not beautiful, and if you're just like the rest of us, just kind of average people, then make sure that you have something to you, your joy, or maybe you have props, or you hold up cups. I have my Gosa cups back there to engage the audience. Speak fast, be emotional, be energized, so that people can actually, people actually want to watch you and not just be bored because there's so much stuff out there. So your preferred style, what is it? Is it groups? Maybe you're more a one-on-one person. I myself, more than these videos, I don't have like anybody watching me right now. Hopefully you're watching this after the fact. I'm not huge online, and that's okay. What I love the most is getting on the phone, talking to people, or through Messenger, just exchanging messages back and forth. I love email. I love writing. I love one-on-one small groups. I also love to speak in front of large groups. But as far as online followers, it's not my thing, and I have felt depressed and, oh no, that's horrible. I'm not growing. I'm not popular. I've actually realized that this is not my most popular medium. I don't know why. I wish it was, and maybe whatever, it'll change over time. But what matters, my dog is out there probably chasing squirrels. What matters most is that I know who I connect with, and that you know that if you see me at church or you see me anywhere, that I will spend time with you. I won't be on my phone checking the comments from my thousands of followers. So know yourself, know thyself. Number 6 is, what is your plan to reach your audience? And this is now where we get into the marketing part of things. And this is, again, where most people start. But you have to have all of those things at the beginning that are so crucial that you have to have in order to actually be successful. You can't just simply do whatever. You can't just get out there and be on every platform. You need to get clear on what is your simple plan to reach your audience. And then lastly, there's something that I do here that I have this program called Copywriting That Sells that is very, very important, where you introduce yourself, you talk about your success, you talk about your story, your content transition, and then your pitch. And this is how I help people write their story. Copywriting just simply means storytelling through words. And once you write that down, because I believe that everything starts with writing, then you can move on to videos or podcasts or ads or whatever you may want. Don't forget these 5 steps. I need to go. If you want my free coaching, just simply go to lifewithghosts.com/coaching and make sure that you subscribe right there, and we can get you set up and we can begin to talk about how to help you increase your reach and your depth through your coaching. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time. Okay, adios.